Hey guys, how are y'all today? It's been a while. Not you, Gwen. My dog. I said, hey guys. She's looking around. So it's been a while since I've done a video. So today my video is going to be about a bunch of random points, I guess, like I usually do. And I know I can get carried away and I can rant and rave, especially if I'm taking dabs, which, the choke buddy. Of course I've been taking dabs. Anyway, so today I wanted to remark on a handful of things that I've been seeing lately, and some, rehash some stuff too. So Gavin Newsom, retard, has decided that he's going to outlaw any gas-powered vehicles in California by 2035. All right, and this whole EV craze. Now, some of you all have heard me go off about the EV stuff before, and so I'm gonna kind of go off on it again and put some more stuff out there that maybe I didn't go over last time, and some stuff that I probably went over last time I did a video like this. Really, I need to try to focus more. I know I'm all over the place, but this is legit. Anyway, so EV vehicles. All right, so let me see if I can get everything to condense into words here. All right, so we're concerned because of that. Vehicles, okay? Pumping out CO2 carbon emissions. All right, I get it, all right? Even though I'm pretty conservative / Republican, I don't really make enough money to be a Republican, so conservative. Although you guys know that I don't believe in God. I don't believe in some all-seeing entity, Jesus Christ. I don't want to go into that. I've done it before, and I've got into many, many, many different debates. And I guarantee you, even if you've read the Bible 100 million times, I can always counter anything that you've said, basically to the point where the end result is, well, God's mysterious, which is not an answer to a thing. That is a diversion, because I'm mysterious, she's mysterious. Anyways, I'm getting off course again. Back to the EVs. So I read today that he's gonna outlaw EVs by 2035, which is, fucking barely 13 years from now, right? 12 years from now, no, 13 years from now, something like that, 13. Anyway, all right, so here's the unique set of problems. All right, so now we have these cars we've been pumping oil for. We've had oil spills, we've had this, we've had that. We have, climate related issues, which is what I was going into about being a Republican. I am a Republican, but I also I do believe that there is climate change. It shouldn't be politicized. It's real, and you can see with your own eyes, which anybody who has been alert and aware of their entire reality since they were a youngster like myself, I'm 45. So, I remember Mount Shasta having glaciers on it, snow all year round. Now there's nothing on it. There's like no glaciers. There was 6 of them when I was born. And just up until like 20 years ago, there were still like 5 or 6 left on there. Now there's either 1 or none. I forget. So I can't bring that factual information, but I can tell you that there was like 6 or 7 on there, and all but 1 or none are gone. Anyways, the mountain's bare. It's brown. You go out there right now, there's no snow up there. You can't see no white. It used to be white all the time. Matter of fact, Shasta actually translates from like the Klamath tongue into Great White Rock, or Great White Mountain. Great White Mountain. The reason it's great and white is because it is right there in the summertime. Everything else was dry as a bone. That mountain always had snow on it. Anyway, I've seen the changes in my own life. All right, I've watched the weather patterns change. I've watched the rainfall change. I've watched the lack of snow indicating warming periods. I've watched the oceans rise in temperature in my age. So, I'm not a climate denier. However, what I got to say is, okay, so we've been driving these vehicles for a long time now, and that's allegedly the issue that's creating these climate problems. So, by going out and creating a whole new issue of climate problems, we think it's going to change things. Now, let me bear with you on this whole new issue that I speak of. This whole new issue is we've gone from using oil and burning oil to we're going to use electric vehicle components. All right. So the 2 main components of an electric vehicle are lithium, okay, and the other main. Thank you, my friend. And the other main component of a battery of EV is cobalt. Okay. Now, while I am reaching for my Monster that my boy Jules just dropped by. By the way, if you guys are ever in Sarasota, come talk to my boy Jules. Get over here, boy. He's He's one of the dock masters over here at Freedom Yacht Club, Freedom Boat Rental. Yeah. So if you need to rent a boat, come talk to my boy. All right, now get out of here. So anyway, so EV batteries, mostly comprised of lithium and cobalt. Okay, and if you don't believe me, go look. That's like the standard. Now they're experimenting with stuff, but right now, today, 2012, whatever fucking today of September 1st, the standard for electric vehicles batteries are a lithium cobalt ion battery. Okay, so let's not talk about how they're working on this, because I'm working on making my dick 10 foot long. But is it going to happen tomorrow? Probably not. All right, so we're working with cobalt and lithium. All right, now take your Google out. And, you know, I'm not being condescending to 90% of my viewers and subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you. I don't know why I didn't start that out. Again, thanks for subscribing to my channel, to my random ass, and the crazy shit I do. But you know that I'm always bringing you truth, and I'm always willing to face any kind of, you know, repute of that truth. Like, I will never not do my research and then come here and talk to you, because that's the problem with this world right now, is too many people who have absolutely no fucking idea what they're talking about, or haven't even read about it, are out there trying to tell you what they perceive. And it's a big difference between perseveration and fact. Okay, I'm bringing you fact. Luckily, it just happens to coincide with what I perceive of the world anyway. So that being said, Google out lithium mines and cobalt mines. Okay, and while you're going to see a bunch of articles coming out about miners may have found the largest, you know, lithium deposit in the world in the US, all right, that's all frankly bullshit. All right, there are no huge lithium deposits in the US that are battery quality. All right, yeah, there's some big lithium deposits. There's one just outside of Taos, New Mexico. It's called the Dixon Harding Mine. You can get gem grade lepidolite. I've been there. I've held the lepidolite in my hand, and it's fucking jelly. Imagine taking a scoop of grape jelly, right, putting it down and having it hard as a rock. All right, that's what they're looking for. That is the lithium. That's pure lithium crystal. Look it up, lepidolite. It is pure lithium crystal. That's what they're looking for, is the lepidolite. That's the lithium. However, most places that lithium is also mixed in with all the strata. It's mixed in with all the shit that it's associated with. Feldspar, quartz, you know, non-volcanic minerals, volcanic rocks, metamorphic, seismic. I mean, all the different stones come together where you find lithium, because lithium deposits require a unique combination of geological events to produce the lithium. And as most of you know, I make a living selling gemstones. I make a living knowing what the fuck I'm talking about. So, in order to harvest enough lithium for a single battery, from what I understand to this day, in most places, now they can't open the Dixon Harding mine, plus the deposit's not big enough for a commercial. They tried it, that's why it was there. They were trying to use it as a commercial deposit, but it petered out. Now you can go up there through the college, Santa Fe College, and you can actually go up there and collect. I mean, you know, on the outskirts, because there's still lithium going out, and blue apatite, and getting off track. Anyways, 98% of these mines are in Africa and down in Brazil. The other largest deposit of lithium known to man is in China. Why do you think China is buying interest in all the other lithium mines out in Brazil and Peru? Okay, I do believe Bolivia has the largest lithium mine in the world. Now, go and take a look at what it takes to extract lithium, pure lithium, and all the wonderful nasty chemicals they use. You think gold mining was bad with mercury in the water. Whew. So not only does it create the nastiest slag of minerals and poison that man could really imagine, it's just the salt, yes, but the stuff that it takes to refine that and extract that particular ion of the salt, it's hydrochloric, sulfuric acids, all of this shit, you guys, okay? It's nasty. And that's not even counting the cobalt. Research cobalt mines, and you'll be like, ooh, cobalt is nasty, okay? First of all, it's a heavy metal, okay? Like, you know, cadmium, nickel cadmium batteries, those were made of heavy metals, but those are made of nickel and cadmium. Cobalt itself is a heavy metal, okay? Think back to your grandma's house if you're over 35, 40, maybe even Still to this day. Think back to Grandma and Grandpa's house, maybe even your parents. Remember seeing any vases or glasses, maybe even, that were put away, but they were deep cobalt blue? There's your answer. Cobalt glass. They quit using cobalt and glass to color glass in I think the 50s, maybe it was the 60s, when they discovered that you were poisoning yourself by drinking out of cobalt glasses and eating off of cobalt blue stained glass plates. I mean, like you were killing yourself, you know, like, I'm gonna eat some cobalt. Anyway, so cobalt's bad, guys, okay? I mean, it is bad. It's nasty. It's, if a fucking tanker full of cobalt, or like not even cobalt, but refined cobalt, especially cobalt ore, would be horrible. I mean, beyond imagination. But refined cobalt in a ship that sank in the ocean, ugh. Exxon Valdez, fucking deep well, what, 21, Deep Horizon 21, Fukushima, and fucking Chernobyl, minus the radiation, the damage, all wrapped up in this. I mean, that kind of devastation is what one ship of cobalt, refined cobalt, would happen if it sank. Okay, and now we're going to try to start bringing this stuff here because we want to manufacture these batteries for EVs here in the United States, because we don't have the fucking resources to be able to do that. I don't think there's any cobalt mines here in the US. I think there was very little, and that's why it was so valuable back in the day. There might be one or two. Don't quote me on that. I've never really researched cobalt mines. I just know what cobalt is, and I know to stay the fuck away from it. Listen to it, cobalt. Ugh. It's a heavy metal, guys. So anyways, so now we're gonna try to dig up vast amounts of this cobalt and these lithium, which require nasty chemicals and nasty processes in order to make refined, to be able to produce these batteries. Along with aluminum and cadmium. Don't think that there's not cadmium in those, because there is. Go look it up. You know, they're fucking, those batteries are nasty, and they have a life of about 5 to 8 years, okay? Think about that. Even if you don't drive your vehicle, it's not like an engine, you know, to where if you make sure it's winterized and you don't drive it fucking but once a week, and you have good gas, like old school gas, like 80s, 90s gas, you know, early 90s gas, you could sit your vehicle as good until 300,000, 400,000 miles, sometimes even more in some cases, right? But with the lithium battery, even if you sat it in your garage and you had it on a constant charge, electrolysis is happening. That's how it stores that fucking juice. That battery will degrade in 5 to 8 years. And then you're gonna have to replace these things, okay? The cost to replace those batteries depends on your vehicle, all right? So what I understand, a Prius, you know, it's close to $8,000 to replace those batteries. That's kind of a lot of money, right? I can get the 5.7 Vortec V8 in my Bourbon. By the way, I painted him. He looks like shit because I ran out of paint, so bear with me. But there's the old Burb, there's the old boy right there. That engine only cost me around $3,500, $4,500, and that's a crate motor, ready to rock and roll. Everything's there. I just got to drop it in and hook it up. You know what I'm saying? So $8,000 is twice the cost of my motor. That and those batteries, those have to go into specialized storage because the toxicity of those spent batteries is beyond measure. They are and there's no way to recycle them. There's no way to, think so? There's no way to, it's my other buddy, Jared. He actually brought me more energy drinks. I forgot I asked him for it. But it's good. Anyway, it's bad news. So we're shifting one crisis that caused a problem, and we're gonna start a whole another one. We don't even know what it's gonna cause. All right, so what happens after 15 years, all these EVs, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of them, right? All have their batteries replaced every 5 to fucking 8 years. We can have giant warehouses and giant secure storage facilities just holding these batteries for eternity. Have any of you thought about those? About that option out there? Come on, guys. Like, the EV, it's a scam. It is. Don't get me wrong. I will fully admit that, yeah, we've fucked it up, and cars have something to do with it. But why don't we use our intelligence? Use the real science, not the pseudoscience that we have. Use our intelligence and figure out a way to make these things more efficient and cleaner. You and I both all know that there are hydrogen fucking engine plants. okay? So, and we all are aware that everything's about the fucking money. The EVs are about the money, the getting rid of gas cars are about the money, and really, if you think about it, it's a shift in structured wealth throughout the years, all right? So, for hundreds of years, the wealthiest people have been who? The cattle guys, ranchers, right? Cotton, it's huge. Don't fuck with big cotton, all right? And tobacco, you know, used to be really big and still is, you know, alcohol, for instance, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so those are some of the giant competitors of the big giant corporations that are always having something available and are constantly going through their shit, right? Okay, so people always want to buy car, always need gas, right? Gas stations are always going to make money. Oil products, you know, vehicle products are always going to have money. Mechanics are always going to be fucking employed because of it, correct? Okay, so we have this system down. And if we start changing it all up, then we're going to have a whole new series of problems that we're going to have to deal with. Again, ranging from the complications to actually mining the lithium and the cobalt, and the extraction processes to refine this stuff to be able to put into a battery, you know, all throughout the problem of finding a place to store these used batteries after they've depleted themselves. And the issue with that, again, is they have a span of 5 to 7 years depending on how you use them. They're just like any other battery, you know? Like what, you know, if you're running around all the time like I usually end up doing, and you got your battery on 30%, 35%, 30%, 35%, and it doesn't get to 100 all the time, and you don't keep it high up like that, then, you know, you start fucking your battery up. Same with the electric car. If you're just running around town, you know what I'm saying? And you're plugging your shit in, you're keeping it at fucking high elevations, but you plug it in every night and you bring it to 100, that's how you end up destroying the battery in the long run. However, it's a planned destruction of that battery. That's what you're supposed to do with it, okay? But if you're legitimately trying to go and commute, something that's gonna take you 2 hours to commute to, by the time you get to work, your battery's gonna be half depleted. You know, you might be at 60%. You know what I'm saying? But in stop and go traffic, sitting there, you're burning it up. You know, you're actually using less juice driving than you are sitting with those electric vehicles, from what I understand. I know that some of them completely shut off, but there's always something going. And those motors, you know, they're cool. Don't get me wrong. The concept of an electric vehicle doesn't bug me. The concept of them trying to push it as an alternative to internal combustion engines is what bugs me, because neither are sustainable in the long run if you look at it. The issue that I have, again, is we're swapping one set of problems that we've created for another set that we really don't know the long-term effects and outcome of digging half-mile fucking by 10-mile fucking holes deep in the earth to refine fucking cobalt and fucking lithium. What's gonna happen? All that slag, all that slurry, all those nasty chemicals, just look at it. You Google that shit. Google's not gonna censor that shit yet. Not until it really becomes a big deal and people really want to know what's going on, then I'm sure they'll censor it and twist it to make it look like it's not bad. But while you have the chance, look at some of the names of some of the chemicals used to refine lithium and to refine cobalt to the point where they can even put it into a battery application. And you will see some of them you can't even fucking pronounce. They're this long. You know what I mean? We have oil, all right? 1981. 81? No, 84. 84. All right, I'm not sure the years. I know it was before 1985. It might have been 1985. All right, I forget the years. It was early 80s. Exxon Valdez, Prince William Sound, Alaska. All right, anybody my age growing up remembers that because it made the headlines everywhere. And that's what made Dawn dish soap so big, is because it was found that Dawn dish soap actually washed off the oil and didn't kill the bird like these other harsh abrasives that they were using, and the oilers they were using. They were killing off all kinds of birds. And then one day some volunteer was like, had some Dawn dish soap and was like, you know, I use it to take the grease off my hands after I work on my car. From what I understand, this is what happened, you know, years ago, of course, just retaining stupid information. It took the grease off his car, and it didn't hurt him, so why wouldn't it take the grease off a bird and not hurt the bird? They did the application. Turns out that Dawn saves, you could save wildlife from oil spills. Anyway, I'm getting off topic again, like I always do. Exxon Valdez, Prince William Sound. At the time, I remember, I was old enough to remember it, you know, so maybe it was 87 or something. I don't know. Anyway, I remember them making this giant deal out of the thing. Like, all the environmentalists are like, oh my God, the fucking whole Bering Sea is fucked. Everything's gonna die. Oh my God, look at all these birds dead. I mean, yeah, there was a bunch of dead shit and it sucked. But the way, this is gonna be affected for hundreds of years. Go to the Prince William Sound right now. And if you find a tar ball on the shore, I'll give you fucking $100. Because it's oil. It's part of, the earth knows what to do with oil. You know, she knows. If you spill it, she's not happy and it fucks shit up, but in the long run, she knows what to do with it. She knows how to break it down herself. Not saying that I want oil spills or nothing, because we don't have to have oil spills. If we open up our own fucking pipelines again, which goes back to this whole EV thing, it's a transfer of wealth. Automobiles, cotton, like I said, all that shit. That's why pot's illegal, is hemp. It was a danger to cotton. Synthetics. It's no more rayon and Dacron makers. You notice that? Suddenly it's not healthy for you. Well, in fact, what it was big cotton, if you would, was like, dude, rayon and Dacron, these synthetics are fucking causing problems with my hustle. You know, anything cotton blend is my hustle. So what did they do? They fucking released all kinds of shit about, you know, rayon and Dacron and all kinds of other stuff. Gore-Tex, that's why Al Gore had to actually patent Gore-Tex, because Big Cotton was trying to say that Gore-Tex was this and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, go read about it on the internet. It's all there. You can research it. That's, you know, information that you can read. Read about Gore-Tex. History of Gore-Tex. You know, read about it. And you'll see how he actually had a big problem with Big Cotton. Anyways, that's why hemp's illegal, etc. I digress. So if you change that structure, okay, if you actually change that structure, like if you were to say, per se, one of these big giant guys decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go in the hemp, and I'm so big that the other big guys really can't do nothing because I already own one of the big enterprises, but I'm gonna go into hemp. And we've all seen the marijuana industry explode. I mean, multi-billion-dollar industry in the United States of America, and the federal government still hasn't fucking had the common sense to tax it federally and to promote it legally, which is retarded. Look at Colorado. Don't get me wrong, there are a bunch of hussies out there, and the cost of living, yada, 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 California, yada, yada. But the fact is, if you look at the fucking businesses that promote recreational and even medical marijuana to the people, they've surpassed. Now, Big Tobacco don't like that. He wants us smoking cigarettes. You know, they don't want us getting stoned. So what do? They lobbied against it for so long until, you know, I guess progression, just evolution, if you would, finally showed that, you know, ganja smokers weren't these horrible things. Yet Big Cotton retains its power to this day because we don't see massive cultivations of hemp. And remember, I say it every time I'm on these videos, we still have a chance to save the world. Not only the United States of America, but the world. And it's one plant. And I believe that. And if you research it, you'll believe it too. Hemp. We can make gas out of it. We can make oil out of it. We can make food out of it. We can make shelter out of it. We can make clothes out of it. It's the miracle crop. And it can be harvested 3 times a year in some places, okay? And twice a year in other places. And then giant bountiful harvests in places like North America. Imagine. South Dakota. They did. They had hemp. Come on, ditchweed. You guys know what ditchweed is, all right? That was hemp from way back when they were growing hemp out there. I've been to Nebraska. I've seen the ditchweed. I've seen the hemp plants growing in the field, in between the fields and the ditches. That's why they call it ditchweed. I have fallen for the lure of the ditchweed. Yes, I packed my backpack full of that shit once when I was way younger because I thought I found a bunch of buds, and I did indeed find a bunch of buds with like 0% THC, maybe 0.00003% if I was lucky. But it was hemp. My point being is they used to grow hemp, okay? Randolph Hearst, read about him. He helped to prohibit hemp. The seals of the U.S.'s Constitution were hemp. The ropes of all of our warships were made of hemp. The Declaration of Independence was written on hemp. So why do we shift from hemp to cotton? Money. That's the fucking answer. So this is what this is. This is a transfer of wealth from the automobile industry and the oil industry, which are big dogs, guys. You can't fuck with big oil. Tell me you can fuck with big oil. Let me hear it. You can't. Unless you shut them down or makes a competition that seems to be a better alternative to big oil, which is EVs. Now, if you look, a lot of these Democrats have stakes. Biden, we already know Biden's connected to a couple Chinese companies that produce lithium and cobalt and are into the whole EV thing, the batteries, electric vehicles in general. We also know that he has connections with conglomerates out of Africa. And that we know that the Pelosi's are involved with the chip fucking bullshit coming out of fucking Taiwan. I mean, anybody with half a brain who doesn't want to be in denial can see that our government at this time is doing this because they're shifting the wealth to their sectors, to their businesses, to their people that are controlling the businesses. What do you think a fucking lobbyist is? All right, so there's your answer. And this is what my video is about. EVs are not the fucking answer. We're gonna create a whole new set of problems. And in the end, the long fucking run, we all know the truth of what it really is. It's all about the Fed, yeah. It's all about the money. It ain't about trying to save the world, because I guarantee you, Joe Biden gives a fuck less with his big giant Suburban that he fucking gets riding around in, with the 20 different fucking cars driving in front of him and back of him, protecting him with Secret Service, Air Force One, fucking Marine One, the helicopter. You know, that's a Sikorsky, that's a fucking military grade Sikorsky. That's an old big mother. You know, I mean, it might have upgraded it now, but to me it looks like an old S-60, you know, an old S-63. That fucking Gus Guzzler, man. That is a big helicopter. No, you're right. It's like a smaller version of CH-53. It's not the Super Stallion. So it would be what, a CH? Anyway, I'm getting off topic. He burns a lot of fuel, all right? That's what I'm telling you. You really think that Biden's giving a fuck about the environment? Do you think that his family, his kids, Hunter Biden, are thinking about the environment? Come on. Come on, man, as Joe would say. Come on, man. He's thinking about his wallet and the future of his fucking family. We're Americans. We're trained to think in the now. Instant gratification, all right? That's what school teaches you. That's what it taught me. That's why I live the way I do. That's why we all live the way we do. But these elite motherfuckers, that's why they go to these private schools. They're not taught about you. It's not about you. It's about your bloodline. It's about your descendants. So what you do today to these stupid people that are trained to think in the now will benefit your family in fucking 100 years. You may not be alive, but oh boy, your family's gonna be there, and you could die in your grave knowing that your family is set for life. Call me a liar. Say I'm wrong. Am I wrong? Of course I'm not fucking wrong. We've been trained to think of now. We got fucking one lifetime. We're gonna drive a big car, we're gonna drink energy drinks and smoke cigarettes and all that shit, live what we wanna do. Most of us don't really think about anything beyond our kids if we have kids. Now, I don't have kids, you know, but you got kids, and you always think about your kids. I'm sure that every single one of my subscribers here who has kids, that's your first priority, right? You know, I mean, my dog, Gwen, is my first priority, you know, I mean, even like before myself for the most part. So, you know, I mean, I'm gonna outlive her, so I don't plan for her future except for the now. You know what I mean? But if I had kids, I would want to think about, like, I'd like to leave a little something legacy for my kids. But as the working man, it's not like we're leaving millions of dollars or leaving fucking giant estates to our kids. They are. Joe Biden is building a wall right now around his fucking house. That's how safe a Joe Biden America is. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on the EV scam. And one last note. Democrat people, liberal people, all right, you gotta come off the concept that Donald Trump is gonna go to jail, all right? Here's a fact, and I hate to break it to you, because in the back of your head, you're thinking it because you've been told over a month now, almost a month now, that, oh my God, he has secret documents, he's going to jail, and you're like, oh my God, the crook Donald Trump is going to jail, yay, oh my God, yay. Let me tell you a fact. If there was anything seized from his house, he would have already been in jail, indicted and posted bail, or whatever the fuck happens to that kind of stuff. All right, think about it. Think about it. Have you ever seen a police raid go down and nobody was in cuffs and walked out the door after the cops kicked in your fucking door, man? Huh? They have a warrant for drugs or guns or whatever the fuck they have a warrant for, a person, whatever. And they go in there, and those warrants are specified. You can't, there's no such thing as a broad generalization of warrants. It's a singular thing, all right? So when they said, we're gonna go in there look for nuclear documents, if that's what they put on there, but you'll notice that they haven't released any of these transcripts. Like, none of the pictures, there's no transparency, because it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. So anyways, I just wanna break it to you, Democrats and liberals. Keep hoping. Reach for, I encourage people to hope. But if he had done something, if there was anything there, don't you think he would have been in jail already? Plus, the FBI is falling apart from within. The people are freaking yelling at the director to resign because he suppressed Hunter Biden. A baby raper. The son of our president, who's also a baby raper. I mean, I'll say it on YouTube, I don't give a shit. I mean, I've seen the pictures of him sniffing little kids and groping women and young kids. Like, I see the looks on their faces, you know? I mean, only a person in denial would deny it, you know? So he's a baby raper too. I mean, showered with his daughter. We all know what's said in the diary. Would you shower with your 11-year-old daughter? Would you be in the same bathroom as your 11-year-old daughter, except to stick your head in and say, hey, you okay in there? If they were in there for too long, to make sure they didn't slip or something? The answer is no. And even if you were in there, it would be, you're sitting in there making sure she ain't slipping down. In that case, you probably have a special needs child. You know, your average person doesn't shower with their 11-year-old daughter, okay? All right? And the shit out of her diary, Trump ordered the FBI to go and raid the place that the guy that stole the diary. I mean, it was everywhere on the news. The FBI was ordered by Trump to find his daughter's diary. I mean, we already know it's been weaponized. We already know it's been politicized. It is now a partisan law enforcement group. So that's what I kind of wanted to convey today, was beware of EVs, they're bullshit. Beware of Biden, it's all bullshit. And I really hope you guys got some lowers and stuff before they banned them, because come on guys, we all know what happens to the citizens of countries that are forcibly disarmed. It's in history, there's never been one country that forcibly disarmed its citizens of whether gun or sword that didn't become a horrible place to live. I mean, think about England back in the day, guys, all right? You know, not everybody could walk around with a sword in England. If you had a sword on your side, you know, and you didn't run a knight, you know, you were arrested and usually killed on the spot, because you're not supposed to carry a fucking sword, you know? And that's legit. Like, go look up the fucking rules of old England. The king had last say. He wants your wife, he has your wife. And now look at Britain now. Okay, yeah, the Queen in modern day, and they're not doing too bad, but they're doing just as bad as we are in the United States of America, because they've modeled themselves after us, even though we took this shit from them. To me, it's kind of funny. Anyway, I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks again for all my subscribers. If you voted for Biden, fuck you. If you've seen the errors of your ways and you didn't vote for Biden, and you're not gonna vote for Biden again, I'm glad that you have woken up and seen the light. If you plan on voting Democrat again, you know, right here for you, buddy. Right here. You know what to do. Yeah, you dumbass. All the rest of you guys, have a great afternoon. You guys take care of yourselves. Remember, watch out for stupid people, and don't become a victim. All right, adios.